I'm going to be ranking the best Galaxy Opal cards right now in NBA 2K23 My Team. We do have a tier list here ranking from S that goes all the way down to D tier, and we have about 30 to 35 of the best Galaxy Opal cards in my team right now. Let me know in the comment section down below who are some of your guys' favorite Galaxy Opal cards used right now, and of course let me know what you guys would change about my tier list. But looking at the first card on the Galaxy Opal tier list is going to be Jaylen Brown. I would say he's probably somewhere in B tier because he is a very solid shooting guard. He's 6'6" with a 6'11" wingspan, and JB just gives you overall great play. Like, he's good at going to the basket with a 95 driving dunk, 97 vertical. He can knock down a 3 with a 94 3 ball, 95 mid-range. He does have his jump shot now on quick timing, which is going to be a lot better because if you guys used his diamond card earlier in the year, it just really wasn't the best of releases. So it is nice that he does have his jump shot on quick timing. And then defensively, Jaylen Brown going to be a very good all-around defender. Like, he's got a 95 steal, 95 lateral quickness, 95 perimeter with an 84 block and an 87 interior defense. So all around, I think Jaylen Brown going to be in the B tier category. Ben Simmons, I think, is probably going to be an S tier. I mean, he's easily a top 10 card in my team. I would say he's also probably a top 5 Galaxy Opal card. If you guys don't know, S tier is going to be my top 5 Opal cards, and I would say Ben Simmons is most likely going to be somewhere in that top 5. I mean, he's just so elite at the point guard position. He's 6'11", and I think is probably either the best point guard or the second best point guard in the game. Billy Knight, I think, is probably somewhere in A tier. You can make an argument for him being a top 5 Galaxy Opal. I'll probably maybe move him up to S tier later in the video, but for now, I do think Billy Knight is going to be an A tier. He's a very, very good shooting guard. Like, him and Ray Allen, I think, is a very close comparison. He's 6'6" with a 6'10" wingspan, and his stats are just super nice. Like, he's got a 93 steal, 95 lateral quickness, 93 perimeter. He also has an 88 interior defense and an 88 block. And then jump shot wise, this is where the card becomes one of the better shooting guards in the game. It really just comes down to his jump shot with the Rudy Gay base, Oscar Robertson upper on quick timing as well. Just makes this jump shot, you know, super easy to green with. And then he's also got some great dribble sigs, the John Wall escape, the Mitch size up MJ dribble style. I mean, I think just all around animations wise, one of the best shooting guards in the game. Pascal Siakam, I think, is probably going to be high B tier. I think he is a really good small forward. His jump shot is just so inconsistent, and if he had a better release, I would say he's probably like a top 5 small forward in the game, but I just think his jump shot really holds him back. I still think he's really good for his price tag and a really good budget small forward, but I'm going to have to probably throw him in the B tier category. Bob Nedelecki, even though he's 6'9", I know some people don't like running small power forwards anymore. He still is a really good power forward because of his jump shot, and he does have really good defensive stats and badges where he can hold his own on the defensive end. But yes, if you match up against a D-Rob at power forward or a, you know, KG, you're probably going to get mashed every possession, or like a Dirk Nowitzki, you might struggle a little bit on the inside, but offensively, this card's still going to be one of the better power forwards in my team. Carmelo Anthony, I think you probably got to go C tier. I think Jaylen Brown is a bit better than a guy like Carmelo. I know a lot of people do like this Carmelo card, and I'll probably get some comments saying like, no way, Carmelo's in C tier, he should be at least B or A, but for me, I just don't think he's really that great at the shooting guard spot. I think he's a solid shooting guard, but I just would prefer a guy like Jaylen Brown at the shooting guard position, and then obviously Siakam over him at small forward. Vince Carter, I think, is going to be super close in the S tier category. I think him and Billy Knight is a very close debate at the shooting guard spot. I'm gonna keep Vince in A tier for now, but this Vince card, man, he is such a bucket on the offensive end. He doesn't really play the greatest of defense, but he's so good on the offensive end. Like, his jump shot's amazing, great at going to the basket, has really good dribble sigs, can create his own shot, like he can create for other people. Like, he's just so good on the offensive end. Steph Curry, I think I kind of want to go either B or C tier. I'm gonna probably go B tier for now. He is actually a very solid point guard, but now that I think about it, there's so many good point guards in the game. I'll probably have to go C tier. I might move him up to B tier later in the video, but for now, I'm gonna throw Steph Curry in that C tier category. Dirk Nowitzki easily gotta be an A tier. I mean, he's still one of the better power forwards in my team. I do think he's also a little bit better than Bob, just being 7'1" and also having a great jump shot. I think he's literally just a taller, you know, Bob Nedelecki. It really comes down to whose jump shot you prefer, but for me, I would take Dirk Nowitzki over Bob Nedelecki. Next card here is going to be Alex English, and he is legit just another Carmelo Anthony. Like, I'm not kidding when I say they are legit clones of each other. Like, they are basically the exact same card. He's 6'7" with a 6'10" wingspan, so Carmelo is going to have a little bit more height and a little bit more wingspan. But if you look at the animations, he's literally got the Carmelo Anthony jump shot on quick timing, which is exactly what the Opal Carmelo has. And then he's also got the Carmelo size up, he's got the MJ dribble style, and the Pro escape, which I'm pretty sure is also what that Galaxy Opal Carmelo has. So they're very similar cards. pretty much the exact same card, so they obviously got to be in the same tier, and I'm gonna keep both of them in C tier for now. I still think they're very good shooting guards and very usable cards. You guys got to remember, like, these are some of the best cards in my team on this tier list, so you got to remember that even though they're in C tier, they're still very, very good Galaxy Opal cards. Not saying they're bad at all. Even if somebody's in D tier, like, they're still a very good card, just not going to be on the same level as like a Vince Carter or a Ben Simmons, who are like some of the best cards in my team. Russell Westbrook, though, I think is probably an A tier. I think he's still a very good point guard. I mean, you guys got to realize he's just the best rim runner in the game, at least for a small guard, at least for a guard in general. Like, he's just so good at going to the basket. Like, he's basically unguardable at going to the rim. He gets crazy N1 animations, get crazy dunk animations, and all around, I think Russell Westbrook probably still a top 5 point guard. I would throw him in the at least the A tier category. KG, I think you probably got to say is S, because I do think he's better than a guy like Vince Carter, better than a guy like Billy Knight, and then at power forward, I definitely think he's better than Jokic and Bob. Or sorry, I think he's better than Bob and Dirk. I think he's probably S tier. I mean, KG is still one of the better cards in my team just because of the defense he provides, and then his jump shot and dribble sigs as well. Super good for a power forward. Like, he's an amazing defender, 95 interior defense, 97 block, also having a 90 perimeter and a 90 steal as well. Like, his stats and badges are damn near perfect for a power forward. And then you look at the animations, he's got a great jump shot with the LaMelo Ball base on quick timing, and then he's also got like basically guard sigs. He's got the Fox size up, Kobe escape. He's got that Jordan dribble style and the normal leaner as well. So all around, I think Kevin Garnett is probably a top 5 Galaxy Opal card and definitely deserving to be somewhere in at least A tier, but I think he'll probably be an S. Jokic, gonna be another A tier card. I think these 3 power forwards are very, very close. I think it's more of like, you know, Dirk Nowitzki and Jokic are too close, and I think I'm also gonna throw Bob down into that B tier category. I know it might seem a little bit crazy to say, but I think Jokic and Dirk are just kind of that next step up, and we need to have some more cards in B tier. And I would say the worst card in B tier, you know, with Bob Nedelecki in there, is probably Bob Nedelecki. So I'm gonna move him down to B tier. You guys can let me know what you think. Maybe he'll go back up to A tier later in the video, but I think for now I'm gonna probably keep him in the B tier spot. James Harden, I think you got to throw A tier just because I feel like the debate between him and Russ is a very close debate. It really comes down to what you need from your point guard. If you need more of like 3 hunting, or you'd like to 3 hunt more, and that's kind of more of your play style, then you obviously go with a guy like James Harden. If you like to rim run every play, you like to get to the basket, I think Russ is probably better at that, and they're both the same on the defensive end. Harden might be a slightly better defender because he is 6'5", but offensively, it just really comes down to your play style and what you need from your point guard. So for me, I like Russ a little bit more than James Harden, but I still think Harden is probably the more fun point guard to use. Scottie Pippen also has to be at least an A tier. There's going to be probably a lot of A tier Galaxy Opal cards. I mean, there's just so many good of them in game. Like, they're all just very elite, you know, at their certain position. Like, Scottie Pippen and Vince Carter is a close debate. I'd say Pippen is probably a little bit better of a card just because he can also be a super good small forward, where Vince is only really good at the shooting guard spot. John Morant, I think is probably going to be in B tier. I like him a little bit more than a guy like Curry. I know some people definitely disagree with that, but for me, I like him a little bit more than Steph Curry. I think he's a very good rim running point guard, and is just a little bit worse than a guy like Russell Westbrook. Anthony Edwards, as much as I like this card, you know, I guess like because it's cool we got an Opal for domination, but he's just not a good card, man. I did a gameplay on him if you guys want to go check it out. Like, he's just not a very good card. I think for an Opal tier list especially, he's got to be in that D tier category. I'm not even saying the card is like that bad. I'm just saying for like a tier list, when we're talking about some of the best cards in the game, I do think he's probably got to be somewhere in D tier. Jaren Jackson Jr., I think it's a close one. He's probably either going to be in C tier or B tier. I'm gonna go C for now. He's probably the best card in C tier, though. He's so good at the power forward position. He's actually a very underrated power forward, but I think for now I'm gonna keep him in the C tier category. Kevin Durant, I think you probably got to throw in B tier. A very solid small forward. Is he kind of on the same level as Scottie Pippen? I don't think so. So I think for me, Kevin Durant probably going to be somewhere in the middle of B tier. Magic Johnson, 1000% going to be an S tier. I think him and Ben Simmons are very close at the point guard position. Like I said, they're basically 1 and 2. You can flip-flop however you want. Some people say Ben, some people say Magic. It's a very close debate. For me, I go back and forth between the two, so I honestly don't know who's a better point guard, but they're both probably going to be in the S tier category. Very, very elite at the point guard position. Walker Kessler, I think is a very good center. I'm not going to throw him in A tier, but I do think he's actually super underrated at the center position because he's so good on the defensive end, having a 99 block and really good defensive stats. So for me, I'm going to throw Walker Kessler in the B tier category. Kawhi Leonard, honestly, I think he's got to go in C tier. He's just really not that great of a small forward this year. You guys probably know, if you've used this Kawhi Leonard card or just played against him, you probably really never play against him because he's just not that great of a small forward. Like, I would definitely take Siakam over a guy like Kawhi Leonard because his defensive stats are good. good, but he just doesn't play like amazing defense in game for whatever reason. His jump shot really isn't the best. Like, he's just a pretty mid card, to be honest. And Kawhi Leonard is usually one of the best small forwards or shooting guards when he does drop. But maybe the Dark Matter will get like a new jump shot, and maybe he'll just get like really good sigs, and then he'll be a new best shooting guard. But for now, I think Kawhi Leonard probably got to be in that C tier category. Luka Doncic, I think you probably got to throw B. Now, if you don't like the card, you probably throw him in C, and if you like his jump shot, then you probably throw him in A. So it's a little bit tricky with Luka Doncic. If you like his jump shot, he's probably an A tier. Like, if you really like his release and you're really good with the card, then you probably put him in A tier. But I think if you're like, you know, just okay with him and you can time his release a little bit but not really, then I would say Luka Doncic probably in my B tier category. But like I said, if you hate his jump shot and you can't use him, then he probably goes down to that C tier category. Because I know a lot of people would say like Curry's a way easier point guard to use, and that's definitely true. Curry's a lot easier to use, but I think if you know how to use Luka Doncic with his jump shot, he's 6'7" and does have a very solid release. Next card here though is going to be Mike Bantam, 1,000,000% going to be in the S tier category. I think he's the new best small forward in the game, even over Dark Matter LeBron. He's just so good at small forward. You know, great jump shot, one of the best releases in the game, great sigs, and has all around stats. You know, has all around really good stats. So for me, Mike Bantam gonna be in that S tier category. Mikal Bridges, I think, is right now right beside Pascal Siakam. Very good Galaxy Opal cards. Are they like insanely good at their position? Not really, but I think they're very solid, probably both deserving of being in that B tier category. Drew Holiday, I kind of want to go A tier because I feel like at point guard, he is a little bit better than Ja Morant and Luka Doncic, and I think he's kind of on the same level as these two other point guards, Russell Westbrook and James Harden. I think these three guys are all very similar, and really comes down to, you know, if you need offense, if you need defense, if you need rim running, you know, if you want three-point hunting, like it just really depends what you need out of your point guard. Next card though is going to be Yao Ming, and that's probably going to round off my top 5. Maybe I'll move around a little bit when, like when we look at the rest of the cards, but for now, I mean, Yao Ming obviously going to be a top 5 Galaxy Opal card. He's probably still the best card or the second best card in the game, so 1000% going to be in that S tier category. Paul George is just basically another Kevin Durant, and same thing with Jason Tatum. I'm just going to put them in there for now because they're all basically the same card. None of them are like that much better than the other, and it really comes down to preference on the jump shot, and that's basically it. They're all very solid small forwards though. I'd throw them probably all in that B tier category. Shea, I think, is also going to be in B. I just don't think he's on the same level as like a Russ, a Drew Holiday, or a James Harden. I think those guys are just like kind of that one step above, but Shea does have a good jump shot. His stats and badges just really aren't that great in my opinion. I think he's kind of around the same level as like a Luka Doncic or a Ja Morant. Next card though is going to be Ray Allen, who 1000% is going to be in the A tier category. I think him and Billy Knight is a very close debate at that shooting guard spot. Really good on the offensive end. Billy Knight's definitely a better defender, but I'd probably take Ray a little bit more on the offensive side of things. Wiggins, I think, is probably going to be in B tier. A very solid small forward and shooting guard. He could play both of them and be very elite at both, but I think he's probably going to be in my B tier category. Terry Dishinger, I think he's also got to go B. He could go A tier though, to be honest, because Terry is still so elite. Like, I think Terry and Bob are probably going to be either the top at B tier or low A tier. They're still very good at their specific positions. Joel Embiid going to be in B tier. His jump shot's really inconsistent, and if you like his release, then you can maybe throw him A tier, but if you don't like his release like me, probably going to put him in that B tier category. Galaxy Opal Yi, I do feel like he's got to be in the A tier category. I think he's slightly better than a guy like Bob Nedelecki, and kind of on the same level as like the Jokic and Dirk. I think these three power forwards are very close, and it's honestly coming down to preference on whose jump shot you like more and kind of what you want from your power forward. If you want a little bit more defense, I think Dirk's probably the best defender out of the three. I think offensively, I think Jokic is probably the best offensive card out of those three power forwards. And then I'm gonna throw Zion also in that B tier category. He's another really good small forward. Like, I just think he runs out of stamina a little bit too quick, and is only 6'7". He feels really undersized even at the small forward position. So in my opinion, guys, these are going to be my top 5 Galaxy Opal cards. I think I'm gonna keep it like that because I honestly like, you know, Mike Bantam over all these cards in A tier. Obviously Yao, Ben, and Magic I do think are a little bit better than these cards, and then KG, I guess you could say, is a close debate, but I think he's better than a Pippen or like a Ray Allen or a Billy Knight. But let me know in the comment section down below, what would you guys change about my Galaxy Opal card tier list, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.